You see, the older I get, the less I think about what I want to accomplish, and the more that I think about what I never want to regret in my life. Because one day, all of us will look back. We'll remember the conversations that we had. We'll remember the choices that we made in our lives. And I have a feeling that in those moments, our definition of success is going to look very different than it does today. I've never heard anyone say that they wish they had spent more time refreshing their email or scrolling one more hour or working another weekend just to impress people that they barely knew. But I have heard countless stories of people wishing that they had spent more time in life with the people that they loved. They wish they had worried less. They wish they had been more present. That makes me wonder, why do we wait to the end to value what has always mattered most in our lives? I've been asking myself a pretty simple question. And that question is, why do we wait until the end to value what has always mattered most to us? And if I keep living the way that I'm living today, where will that lead me? Because our lives, they're not shaped by one dramatic decision. They're shaped by thousands of ordinary ones. 5 extra minutes with my son, putting my phone down and spending part of my day actually realizing what's going on around me, listening instead of rushing to respond, calling my parents, checking on a friend, praying before making a decision, choosing gratitude instead of complaint. Those moments don't seem significant, but whether you will see it or not, that's what life is made of. I've realized that regret usually doesn't come from one catastrophic mistake. More often, it grows quietly. It's built through small compromises, small delays, small excuses. I'll spend more time with them later. I'll slow down next year. I'll start serving once my life actually settles down and I get it more together. I'll tell them I love them tomorrow. The problem is, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Today is. I've also realized that there are things that I never want my children to wonder. I never want them to wonder if work mattered more than they mattered. I want my children, I never want them to question whether they were deeply loved. Success means very little if the people closest to us feel forgotten. The same is true with God. I never want to become so busy building a life. I never want to be so busy building a life that I'm not able to acknowledge my relationship with my family or God. I never want them to ever question my family, to question whether they are deeply loved or not. That I stop walking with God, the one who gave me life. It's possible to become incredibly productive and neglect the things that truly matter while becoming spiritually distant, to build a career and solely neglect your soul, to accumulate possessions while starving your relationship with God. That's not success, at least not anymore. I'm also learning that courage, it isn't always just doing something extraordinary. Sometimes courage looks like apologizing first, admitting that you're wrong, choosing forgiveness, being generous when no one is watching, remaining faithful when nobody applauds. Those are the moments that shape who we become. And ultimately, who we become is far more important than what we accumulate. I don't know if you've seen this by now. Who we become is far, far more important than what we accumulate. When my life is over, I don't want people to remember me because I was busy or because I was successful or impressive. I hope that they remember someone who loved well, someone who was faithful, someone who was present. I don't care if they remember someone who's impressive. I want them to know someone who kept his word, someone who pointed people towards Jesus more than toward himself, someone whose family knew they came before everything else, someone whose life reflected what he claimed to believe. I know I won't do that perfectly. I'll make mistakes. I'll have delays. I'll have days where I lose perspective, days where I get distracted, days where I have to repent and be born again. But that's the beauty of God's grace. Every day is another opportunity to realign our hearts, to choose what matters, to love more intentionally, to forgive more quickly, to trust more deeply, to live our lives with eternity as the viewpoint. Maybe that's why I've stopped asking, what do I want to achieve? And I started asking, what kind of person do I want to become? Because achievements eventually become history. I think we talk about that quite a bit. Achievements are going to be gone tomorrow. Character becomes legacy. And love is what people remember long after everything else. Those are the things I never want to regret. And by God's grace, those are the things I want to give my life to. Till next time, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.